The number 3 Snap-on Tools Dodge of Jason Hathaway leads the Dodge Dealers of Ontario Ram 250 here at Kawartha Speedway. Sean Gibbs throws the green flag as we begin lap 114 to 250 here on TSN.
And again, looking out the window, you just see the mist getting thicker and thicker. It's going to make this racetrack get slicker and slicker as this race goes on, mostly in the high groove.
The number 7 of Daniel DeCoste got the tow truck in a box free pass, and that time around, he's back on the lead lap as DJ Kennington makes a push for the lead on the outside.
Well, just as I said, the outside's going to be a little slick. DJ's making it work, but he did lose a little ground that time in 1 and 2.
Huge power out of the 3 car of Jason Hathaway as he moves back into the top spot. 6th place up for grabs between the 1 and the 9. Todd's got an update on the points leader.
Guys, an update on the 22 of Scott Steckley. It's a bent steering arm on the right front. That's the problem. He's got to ride it out for the time being. How can he do it? How can he survive? He didn't want to go down a lap during that quickie caution. We'll see. Don Thompson Jr. also made a stop for fresh tires at that point. He's putting on a charge to get to the front.
Well, just as I said, heading for commercial there. He's on fresh rubber, and he's going to be heading for the front. As far as Steckley with a bent steering arm, probably just ride it out. It'll give just a little better turning radius in the corner. It will scrub that left front up pretty bad. But you know what? I just ride it out. He's looking good. He only needs to be 14th if Thompson wins.
Yeah, but as a driver, how much is that going to affect his head during this race? He's got to be thinking about this car not 100% right.
Well, that's the part he's got to keep right in his head. The car isn't right, so he's got to back off early, turn the car in, and do not put that car in jeopardy.
Look at what 4 fresh Goodyears do for you here at Kawartha as Don Thompson Jr. gets into the back of the 25 of Lapsevich, battling for 8th position.
Well, he's fresh tires and he's on a mission. Donnie would just love. Hey, you got to remember, his crew's telling him, Steckley's wounded. Steckley's wounded. Got to keep on the march. Got to win this race. Got to go. Got to go. That's what his crew's telling him.
He's got to win this race. Get up there in a hurry because he's leading. He's got to lead a lot more laps. As bumping and rubbing here deeper in the field. Now Shepard making it 3 wide underneath Thompson and Lapsevich.
Well, the 4 opened the door a little bit there. The 27 took advantage before Donnie could get to it. Donnie's on the charge.
The Walmart Tide Ford Fusion. Peter Shepard just went from 11th spot to 8th in 1 set of quarters. That opened the floodgates for the 4 Don Thompson Jr. to get by Lapsevich in the Tim Hortons Chevy as well.
Well, you got to give a call to the 77 as well. It's not that many laps ago that he got turned around right here on the front stretch and had to go to the back, and now he's back inside the top 10.
126 laps left to go here in the Dodge Dealers of Ontario Ram 250 as we take a look back to the 98 of Donald Chisholm, and Chisholm locks up the left front tire. You saw Joey McComb do the same as we hit the halfway mark in time for the Home Hardware Midway Update. We've had 4 leaders, 3 lead changes, 5 cautions has slowed the field for 25 laps, and the fastest lap is put in by Don Thompson Jr. at just a hair underneath 18 seconds.
Well, speaking of the Home Hardware car, you got to give his crew a real tip of the hat as well. Remember, it was only in the first half of this race that they went down pit road where it had spark plug wires out, spark plugs, to make sure that that motor was going to get back up to full song.
And Don Thompson Jr. is chasing that man in the points. Scott Steckley's all the way down to 19th now. He's about a second off the pace, and Todd standing by in Thompson's pit.
Sandy Hamilton, you've had some engine troubles. You just got some fresh tires. What's Donnie saying about the weather, and what's the plan?
Well, we're not sure. The track's got a little bit tighter, our car. We're not sure, so we're trying to adjust to the weather, or maybe our car. We're not really sure, but we freed it up, and we got it running on all 8 cylinders. So hopefully we have a good outcome tonight, and we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully this weather holds out for us, too.
Sandy Hamilton and the team hoping that they can get somewhere during this time when Scott Steckley has his hands full with that car.
Don Thompson Jr. up to 9th position now as they continue to chase the 3 car of Jason Hathaway, who's looking for his first ever Nascar Canadian Tire Series victory. And trouble coming off of corner number 2. The 1 of Peter Gibbons goes around. Dilly collected in that mess as well as the caution flag flies once again.
Well, they got up in that second groove to go around the lap car 84, and they just got in that wet stuff, and both cars went around. Some checking up going on, and just a mess.
Oh, something horribly wrong with the 9. We'll take another look at it.
You can hear Peter Gibbons pedaling the throttle. He was up in that wet stuff. He was pedaling to trying to save it, and around it went.
You can see damage to the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilly as the crew goes to work under the right rear.
Well, the rear end looks like it might be shoved over, or maybe it's just the fiberglass shoved over. And there's Peter Gibbons. He's getting stuff checked out. A little bit of a chassis adjustment. The 22's in for repairs. We'll be back with more after this.
Jason Hathaway leads the final event of 2008 Nascar Canadian Tire Series. Skip Ambrose, the owner of this fine facility, just has to be proud. His Dodge Dealers of Ontario Ram 250 event is packed with fans. Now the 77 Allied Steel Buildings Dodge that he owns is in 8th and headed to the front.
Wow, that's a lot of horsepower. They're all slipping and sliding. Even the bottom groove's a little loose now.
Take a look at the track. In that last camera shot, you can see the dry groove and then the wet groove up above. You can see down low there as well. And now John Gott up in that wet groove, and he's going to lose a couple spots. One to Don Thompson Jr.
There's a real good look at it right there. See the dark gray down the bottom? That's wet racetrack. The light gray is where it's dry, and everything else is wet. There's just barely a groove and a half in both ends of this racetrack.
And recapping the point situation, the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. is inside the top 5. The 22 of Scott Steckley's all the way back to 17th. That puts the points pretty close. Now you remember, Don Thompson Jr. had to win and lead the most laps, and he's led 42 laps. The 17 of DJ Kennington has led 43. So that would give Kennington that extra 5 bonus points.
Yeah, but having said that, Don, we got the 81 around backwards. Little fiberglass damage on the right front, down the front strand.
McGlynn getting into the front straightaway wall as the caution flag flies with 108 laps to go here in the Dodge Dealers of Ontario. There you see the debris left by the 81 of McGlynn. We'll take another look at what happened.
Oh, he has contact with Lapsevich at the 25, and around he goes.
Look at White picking a lane. He wants to go high, he wants to go low, but the A&W Monte Carlo will ride on board with him now.
Oh, look at that. He's on the gas, on the brake. He's trying to pick his way through, and he did a great job. Didn't touch a thing.
Honorary flag person for the day, Morgan Robson from Barrie, Ontario, invited here by the good folks at Kawartha. And you can see a car in the infield. It is the 95 of Anthony Simoni. He is out, which means the 2008 Rookie of the Year title will go to the 21 A&W Monte Carlo of Jason White and his crew from Sun Peaks, British Columbia, the first ever Rookie of the Year in this series.
That's great, Dave, but the 22 is back on pit road as well, and the leaders are just coming off of turn 4. They're trying to get this repair done without going a lap down. It's still in the air. This is not good.
So Greg Gibson getting that right front tire tightened, but Steckley will go a lap down to the 22 tow truck in a box. Dodge Avenger, heartbreak for this team. So that puts Scott Steckley down in 19th position. Don Thompson Jr. is up to 5th. So that makes the points battle even tighter, but everybody still chasing the 3 car of Jason Hathaway.